This game is basically FNAF, but Texas, and I do like that. The first time you boot up the game, you're greeted by a clip of what looks like Fredbear attacking Freddy with a metal pipe. This would be interesting, but the game doesn't really go into detail about why this happens in the first place. This is a pretty cool title screen, but why is there a basket with a robotic eyeball and mouth right in my face? Who writes "oh boy" on a newspaper for this kind of article? Oh boy, I get to work in a fast food restaurant at night! That doesn't sound very satisfying if you ask me. Why is Chica a cowboy in this game? I mean, it's admittedly interesting, but it makes no sense. What's the theme of the animatronics supposed to be when they're on stage? They're called the talk show animatronics, so is Freddy a talk show host while the others are people he calls for interviews? Actually, that's really creative. Unlike other FNAF games, this one isn't pure survival. You have to confirm when orders arrive at certain destinations, which means that if you don't know what you're doing, the nights will never end. Why is the manager so calm about the animatronics moving around? Unlike the official games that talk about how the characters were given the ability to move around freely, the talk show characters are clearly designed to stay on their stage. So why is the manager so chill about them walking right by him into the conveyor belt? Every time you close a door or stop the conveyor belt, the order stops moving and makes the night longer. This means that depending on your luck, a night can last from 6 minutes to more than 10. I do like that each character has different ways to deal with them, but why does Chica even have a showdown mode? It's creative, but again, these characters aren't supposed to leave their stage, so why would they give a mode to Robot that would never be used with the customers? Freddy's entire thing is going into the vent above you. You're supposed to stop him by blocking his path with the fan, but if he gets too close, you can cut his head off and his head will sit in your office for the rest of the night like a trophy. While this is incredibly satisfying to do, it's actually a bad thing because even after you do this, Freddy's body still tries to attack you and he's now much faster than he was before. If you aren't paying attention, he'll sneak up on you really fast. Foxy is by far the most annoying character in this game. He tries to destroy your cameras, and if he succeeds, he'll give you the smuggest look before constantly trying to get in the conveyor belt. And just like most other versions of Foxy, he's faster than all the other characters around him. The game only has 3 main nights for the story. It's nice to see some changes from the traditional format, but the literal title of the franchise is 5 Nights at Freddy's. Emphasis on 5! After completing the main game, you unlock a final course equivalent to a Night 6, where one last character is added, Threadbare. He's a cool character, but he's really annoying because he's basically all the others put into one. He can attack from anywhere, disable your cameras, and even jam the conveyor belt, making you waste a lot of time. If you look closely at Threadbare, he has a piece of his face missing. The manager tells us this is because a kid bit him and ripped that off, and I would love to know what kind of child was daring enough to do this. Some of the locations for the baskets in the basket hunt challenge are ridiculous. Like, look at this one. It's hidden inside a bookshelf, barely visible while all the others are out in the open. When your tools are haunted, you can get unique jump scares that are actually hilarious. I went through to get them all, and the fan one was absolutely my favorite. Your reward for completing this challenge is a jump scare. Just why? In the cold kitchen, the cameras always tend to freeze at the worst times. I swear it knows when things get tough and just wishes to make it worse. In Out of Service, you have to be way more careful so that they never enter the conveyor belt because you can't defend yourself if they get in. And I promise you, it's very frustrating when you hear them and you can't do anything about it. Full course mode is the all max for this game, and it is absolutely no joke. Every character is constantly at your door, and they waste your power like crazy. If you overload your power, you will not survive. But what's your reward for beating this crazy mode? A 10-second cutscene of the animatronics walking through the forest at night, and you can barely see them. Now, if you've completed all the other challenges, you get a golden ice cream on the title screen, but this is not a very fulfilling reward. Now, this might be hinting towards a sequel game, but we'll have to wait and see if that's the case. Whew, that was quite an experience. Now, I'm more of a lore guy. I'm not as into, like, super difficult challenges. However, this game kind of had a good balance. While it wasn't as good of a story as I would have done myself, I definitely would have done a few things differently, but the mechanics were very balanced, and I definitely cannot complain about them. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing right over here. It lets me know if you'd like to see more of these videos, and go ahead and go check out my playthrough of the full course mode. It took me 3 days to complete, and it was very annoying, but I persevered, and it was a lot of fun in the end. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.